YouTube, what is good? Welcome back to another video. I know I haven't put out a video in like a week, but there's a reason. I've been busy, and with things going on and events happening on the weekends, I ain't been home and I ain't been able to upload because I've been busy. So with that being said, just know I got y'all this week. On the lookout. We got a pretty decent amount of uploads coming out this week. I got y'all, boys. So with that being said, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notice. Now, I appreciate you all. You don't want to miss an upload, though. You do not want to miss an upload. But not for real, man. I appreciate you all. And yeah, like I said, we got a lot of content coming out, so y'all be on the lookout for that. Be ready. We got some more builds. We're going to do the tier list. I've been telling y'all I'm going to do the tier list. We're going to do the tier list for each Pro Tune build by position. So y'all be on the lookout for that. We do have a new build today. One I created myself. I think it's fire. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. So today we got the two-way inside the arc creator, position shooting guard, height 6'6", weight 205 pounds, wingspan 6'6". The build is inspired by Michael Jordan. I've made a lot of the best players ever, and I feel like Michael Jordan is one of the ones I haven't done yet, which is crazy. I don't have a Michael Jordan build on my channel, so I wanted to make a Michael Jordan build. I thought this would be pretty fire. It's a pretty good build. I think you guys will like it, and people who like to make mid-range scorers and like post-up players, you're really gonna like this build. So let's go ahead and hit continue and get right into the attributes. So up first, we got 85 close shot. This got upgraded with a couple other things, but I'm cool with it. I don't think it needs to be that high for him, but he did play under the rim a bit, so I'm cool with that being there. Driving layup, we got a 70. Now hear me out. You cannot create, before we even get through to the rest of this build, you cannot create a carbon copy of Michael Jordan on this game. It is impossible. So just keep that in mind, that we had to sacrifice a lot of things. Now, I'm not telling you guys to make this build exactly how I made it, but this is how I like it, and this is what I would do. And you guys can take this build, use it as a template, and make your own. Simple as that. But we got 70 driving layup. I had to sacrifice something. Driving layup just happened to be the thing I was sacrificing. We got an 89 driving dunk. Now, I wanted to go higher because obviously Michael Jordan needs higher driving dunk, but I feel like the dunk packages you get with 89 driving dunk and a decent vertical are going to be really good for him. So I went with the 89, and on top of that, like I said, I always make my builds cat breaker friendly. So you may be able to put some cat breakers on driving dunk if you have a lot of them. I have an idea already of where I want to put my cat breakers, but driving dunk could definitely be one of them. You're gonna get a 40 standing dunk, get LeBron dunk package, the real GOAT. Listen, here you go. I don't understand why it's so important to have 40 standing dunk, but you have it, so it is what it is. Post control, you're gonna get a 90. What would a Michael Jordan build be without a high post control? That's what he does. That's him. He plays out of the post. He gets mid-range buckets. He's backing you down. He's a headache, bro. That's what he is. He's a headache. So we got 90 post control. I like that a lot. You're gonna get post fade phenom on Hall of Fame, but when you cat break the next thing, which is your mid-range up to 94, you're gonna get legend post fade phenom. So that's what I was going for with this build. Now on to the shooting. You're gonna get a 93 mid-range shot. Once again, I'm gonna cat break my mid-range up to a 94. And this is the only thing I've like decided I would cat break on this build. I haven't decided where I will put the other 4 points just because I didn't know where to put them. So if you have the 5 cat breakers, and I don't have the season pass cat breakers, but if you have the season pass cat breakers, you're gonna be able to make this build kind of crazy. But you're gonna get 94 mid-range shot. That's gonna unlock post fade phenom. You could put it up higher if you have a lot of cat breakers and make a lot of these shooting badges just a lot better, bro. 3-point shot, you get a 75. Now this is pretty low, but at the same time, it's not as low as you think just because your set shot specialist is Hall of Fame. So you're going to be able to shoot the 3 ball, but you have the extra cat breakers. You can put them here if you would like. I think 75 and up, it's going to be pretty hard to shoot in the 70s anyways. But with the high set shot specialist with the 75 3-pointer, it's not going to be too hard, especially if you know your jump shot. free throw, we got an 80. It should probably be in the 90s, but 80 is still really good. You're going to be able to knock them down at a high clip. You can't be mad at this. Rec heads, you can't be mad at this. I looked out for y'all. Now on to the playmaking. We got 69 pass accuracy. I think 67 is perfect, but I know some of y'all gonna come at me and be like, oh, 69 is too low, blah, 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 blah. I gave it 69 just because I didn't want the pass accuracy to be too low. But like I said, I think 67 is perfect. I have 67 on almost all my builds, and I don't have an issue with it. Ball handle, we went with 85. Michael Jordan wasn't this spectacular ball handler, but he could definitely handle the ball, and I think 85 is perfect for Michael Jordan. You're going to be able to get a lot of SIGs on this build, so you'll be able to handle the ball, go around, and get your own bucket with no problem. Speed with ball, we got an 85. Now, this is one of those things where you can make him lighter if you would like to get the 86 speed with ball, so that way you can get gold lightning launch. That's probably something I would look into. But I went 85 because I wanted him to have max speed with ball. I would probably lower the weight just a bit just to get the speed with ball. I wanted the higher weight because of the strength, but I ended up taking away the strength anyway. So what you could do, you're going to have to change some things up, or you could use a cap breaker. You could lower the weight so you can get 86 and then put your speed with ball up to 86. I think that'll make this build really, really good. Now, interior defense, or onto the defense, you're going to get 60 interior defense. Mike wasn't that great of an interior defender, and I'm cool with this. This only upgraded with some other things. But perimeter defense, we got a 91. Now, this is another thing I decided I would probably cap break. I would cap break this up to 92. So you get gold challenger, gold on ball menace, gold pick dodger. You want to be able to have all these things because Michael Jordan was a menace on the defensive side of the ball. You want to be able to guard ball, bro. Now, steal, we got a 61. This should be higher. But once again, trying to make Michael Jordan on this game is almost impossible because the builder is just so limited, bro. Now, onto the block, we got a 41. This upset me a lot just because I couldn't get high flying denier on this build with everything that I wanted. So I had to give it up, sadly. But the build is still really, really good even without it. You're going to be able to take this build into a lot of game modes. Now, we got the 60 offensive rebound because it was so cheap, and I've been throwing this up here on almost every build recently. Just because of how cheap it is. You're going to get rebound chaser, you're going to get box out beast. You want to have those things. Like, y'all know how I feel. The more badges, the better. You get the 51 defensive rebound, you'll get some decent animations. Now, on to the physicals, you're going to get 85 speed. I think 85 speed is perfect for Michael Jordan. I do think he was pretty fast, but I don't think he was as fast as like 87, 88 speed. So I like the 85 speed. And then we got 80 agility, kind of on the lower side, but I had to sacrifice some things, and this agility going down to 80 is just one of those things that had to get sacrificed. You're still going to be able to move around the court pretty quickly. You're not going to be super slow. The build will be perfectly fine moving around the court playing defense and everything. That's not going to be a problem. Strength, we got a 73. This one hurt me a lot because I wanted 85, but I just couldn't create the build how I wanted with 85 strength because it took up too much of the potential overall. So we went with 73 just so we can make sure we got a movable enforcer, strong handle on gold. You want to make sure you have those things, especially if you're going to have defense on the build. And then Michael Jordan was a stronger guard, so that's another reason why I went with the 73. But I do wish this could be higher. Now, vertical, we got a 74. Pretty low, I get it, but you don't need that much for you to get contact dunks. So I'll probably cap break this and driving dunk just after I cap break mid-range. If I got extra points, I'm a cap break up to get contact dunks at the highest level if I can. That's probably what I would do. But I think 74 vertical is not perfect for Michael Jordan. This needs to be like 90, but for this build and what I was trying to get, I think 74 is perfect. The build is going to be, the attributes are very much like Michael Jordan. Like, that's for sure. There's just a couple things that I had to sacrifice that make the build not too much Michael Jordan. But y'all already know how I am. I'm going to factor that in when I grade the build at the end. But you get a lot of badges. I think the attributes are fire. I think the build is fire. Let's hit continue and see what shades we get. And you're going to get shades of Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan carbon copy, Stephon Castle, young up-and-coming player, and then Mikal Bridges. I don't really like Mikal Bridges, but you get Mikal Bridges. But you have built a two-way inside the art creator. I think this build is fire. You guys let me know in the comment section how you feel about this build. Is it fire? Is it trash? If you think it's trash, you don't think it's too much like Michael Jordan, what would you, let me know in the comment section what you would change to make this build more like Michael Jordan, or just to make this build better in general. Please just don't call the build trash in the comment section, bro. But yeah, like I said, I think the build's fire. Grading this build from A to F on it being Michael Jordan, I'm gonna go A-, just because you can't really create him, but the build is still relatively super close to him. So I'm gonna have to go with the A- on this build. Now, this build being able to be used in all game modes, 1s, 2s, 3s, and 5s, A+. The build has defense. The build can handle the ball. The build can finish. The build can shoot. The build can defend. Like, it can play make, it can do it all. Like, there is no weak spot on this build. This build is going to be able to go into every game mode and be a problem. You can take it to the 1s. You're going to be a problem giving people a bucket, especially if you're playing against guards. All that post control is going to be very hard for them to stop you. If you take it to the 2s, well, continuing on the 1s, you also got defense. So you're going to be able to box whoever you're guarding. Now, you take it to the 2s, you're going to be the perfect 1 guard. You're going to be able to go out there and get your own bucket. You could play off the ball a little bit. Like, it's going to make this build very, very hard to stop, especially with that high mid-range, bro. Mid-range shooting is already crazy on this game. You get above 90, it's going to be very hard to stop someone shooting from the mid-range. And then you take it to the 3s, you can play the 1 or the 2, bro. You can have a big lineup playing at the 1, or you can play the 2, and at the 2, you'll be able to guard ball and still be your own bucket creator, secondary ball handler. The build is really good, bro. You take it to the 5s, you're going to be able to play the 2, the 3, and then kind of the 4 if you really need to. I wouldn't let it play the 4, but you're really just looking to play the 1 through the 3. The build is fire, bro. The build has a lot of badges. It has a lot of strong points on this build. You're going to be able to do almost everything on the court. I think it's fire. You guys let me know in the comment section how you feel about this build. If you made it this far into the video, I literally love you. Like, I'm for real. Like, I appreciate you a lot for making it here. I really do. You're a real one. But yeah, y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications. You don't want to miss an upload. Like I said, we got a lot of content coming out, so you don't want to be missing out. But I appreciate you all. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.